Start by coming to a comfortable child's pose on your mat. Take your knees out wide, bring your big toes together if that's comfortable for your own hips, and walking your hands all the way out in front of you, just allow your forehead to gently rest down onto the mat. Taking a moment to become comfortable here, maybe getting out any little wiggles you might have, shifting the hips, the ribs from side to side, rocking your forehead a little bit from side to side, just allowing the neck, the shoulders to kind of relax down. And after taking a moment to release the body, start to find a comfortable place of stillness here. And begin to tune inward. Start to notice your breath. Notice how it's moving. Is it quick? Is it slow? Then start to notice your body. Just tuning into the sensations that you're feeling all throughout it, making note of any little aches or pains that you might want to pay special attention to. Just becoming aware of where you are right now in this current moment. Finally, begin to tune in energetically. Notice what it is that you're feeling. Noticing what's radiating from your body, from your aura. And as you're taking this time to tune in, know that there's no need to judge or analyze what you're feeling. You're simply just using this time to become a little bit better aware. Begin to deepen your breath now. If you're not already, taking the inhales and the exhales through your nose. Just following that pattern of your breath as it moves in and out through the nostrils. Notice how as you inhale, your chest, your ribs, your belly expand. And as you exhale, feeling everything contract back inward. And allow your mind to completely focus on the direction of your breath. If you find your mind has a hard time focusing in here, you can do a little exercise where you count. So on each inhale, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue just like that, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 2, 3, 4. Continue like that, or maybe 5 more full breaths in and out. Staying with your focused breathing, start to find that movement again in your body, just bringing that energy all throughout, maybe the fingers, the hips again, shifting from side to side, stretching out the arms a little bit more. Taking a deep breath in here through center in your child's pose. As you exhale, begin to walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat. Doesn't have to be too far, just so you get a nice stretch in the left side of your body, allowing the forehead to stay released into the mat, the shoulders relaxed, big breath in and back out. As you inhale, walk your hands back through the center of your mat. And exhale, walking the hands over to the left corner of your mat now. Same little stretch, just feeling that stretch on the right side, all the way down through the shoulder, the ribs, the hips. Breathing in and out. Inhale, gently walking back through center. Holding here for your exhale. As you inhale, begin to lift your body all the way up, coming to hands and knees to a tabletop position. Begin to walk the knees in so that they're underneath your hips and your wrists stack underneath your shoulders. Draw your belly button back towards your spine. And make sure you have a nice spread in your fingertips so that they're not all squeezed together, because that can put a lot of pressure on your wrists and your shoulders. So spread them out nice and wide and think about pressing into the pad of each fingertip and press into the space between your first finger and your thumb. Begin to warm up the spine here. So taking some cat-cow movements. On an inhale, allow your belly to drop heavily down towards the floor, gazing up towards the sky and lifting the tailbone. As you exhale, pressing into your palms, begin to reverse this motion, rounding out the spine, drawing your chin to your chest, tucking your tailbone, just like a cat. And finding again, inhaling, belly drops down, gazing up, lifting the tailbone. Imagine you're lengthening the spine, bringing your heart forward. And as you exhale, once again, round. Take a few more moments to move through this cat-cow at your own pace, really making sure to use each inhale and exhale to move. One more here. And gently find your way back to a nice neutral spine. So the back is flat, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, belly is drawn back. Making sure here not to crane your neck up too much. So you want your spine to be long, so actually the crown of your head is reaching forward, and your gaze should be just down and slightly in front of your fingertips. From here, gently step your legs back, your toes all the way to the back of your mat to come into a high plank position. So legs are engaged, still long in the spine, just all the way length through the heels up to the crown of the head. Taking an inhale here as you draw the belly in, and exhale, send your hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Once you reach this down dog, maybe shake your head out a little. Yes, shake it. No. Again, just ensuring that you're not hanging on to any tension in the neck or the shoulders. Maybe walk your dog out a little bit. Just bend one knee at a time. You'll feel this stretching out the back of the calves, the hamstrings, even into the low back a little. Staying super connected with that breath as you find that movement. Try to equalize the weight between both palms here to help reduce the pressure in your shoulders. Then relax into a neutral down dog, nice and still, thinking about sending the weight down through the heels, sending the energy through your heels. Don't worry if your heels don't quite touch the floor. As long as you're energetically pressing through them, you're good. On your next breath in, fill up as much as you possibly can, feeling the ribs, the lungs, the chest, the belly expand. Open your mouth and just sigh it out. Release all that stress, that anxiety, anything you've been holding on to. Let go of it. Taking another deep inhale, big cleansing breath, filling up through the nose. Open your mouth, just release. Allow yourself to let go. On your next inhale, gently walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat to meet your hands, coming into a halfway lift. So in your halfway lift, fingertips might reach the floor. If that's a little far, then your hands can just come to rest on the thighs or the fronts of the shins. Extending the crown of your head forward, belly draws in, thinking about pulling the lower ribs inward as well. Nice long spine, taking one more deep breath in. Exhale, relax all the way down, forward fold. On an inhale, begin to ground down through the soles of your feet as you roll up one vertebrae at a time to come to standing, reaching the arms all the way up overhead. And then exhale, palms come together to rest at heart center. Allow your eyes to close. Take a moment here to find that deep, focused, intentional breathing in and out through the nose. On an inhale, gently open your eyes once more. Reach the hands all the way to the sky. And exhale, begin to dive all the way back down towards the floor, forward fold. Inhale, lifting the spine, finding that halfway lift one more time, extension through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, begin to rise up once more, one vertebrae at a time, reaching the arms up towards the sky. This time, as you exhale, find cactus arms, drawing your shoulder blades together. Arms are at 90 degrees, feeling that opening in the heart. Inhale, reach the arms back up overhead. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold. Again, inhale, begin to rise up to stand, one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up, arms reaching overhead. Exhale, right arm comes down by your side. Begin to reach the left arm up and over, taking a nice big side stretch. Ground down through both feet here and draw your belly in to help support the low back. Really extending through that left side body. Relax your left shoulder away from your ear. And on your next inhale, rise back up through center, using the strength of your core. As you exhale, stretching to the other side, release the left arm down. Right arm reaches up and over, finding length. Breathing here, keeping a nice tight core, strong legs. Inhale to rise up through center. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale for one last time, rising all the way up to standing, arms reach to the sky. And exhale, release the arms, right arm crosses over your left. And then give yourself a little hug, so bringing the palms to the opposite shoulder here. Use the hands to kind of draw the shoulders down and away from your ears. Staying grounded through the feet here, nice tight core. Gently drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. Nice stretch down the left side of your neck. Big breath in. As you exhale, gently roll the chin down to the chest. Inhale to take the left ear over to the left shoulder. Hold for your exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale to roll the chin back to the chest. Inhale, release your arms, sweeping them all the way up overhead, maybe even gazing up towards the thumbs if that feels comfortable for you. Exhale, dive all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And this time on your exhale, plant your hands and step your left toes to the back of the mat. Gently release your left knee down to the floor. Finding a nice, comfortable, low lunge. If you have any sort of pain in the knee here, you could fold your mat under to kind of give your knee a little bit of extra support, maybe even put a blanket or something underneath it to give it a little cushion. And just hang out here, allow your hips to sink forward in front of your knee, staying grounded through that right foot. Our hips hold a lot of tension, especially here on the front of the hips. So really just find that nice focused breath in and out through the nose. And imagine on each exhale, you're releasing the hips a little bit further forward. Taking a deep breath in. On your exhale, begin to shift your hips back, straightening the right leg and flexing the right toes. Runner stretch. Feel this all the way in the back of that right leg. If you find that your hamstrings feel really tight, you can walk the hands back a little bit further or even allow the hands to come to rest on the shins instead of the floor. If you have blocks available, you could bring a block to either side of your leg as well and just let your hands rest on the blocks. Try to keep the spine long here. Draw your right hip back. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, send the weight all the way back forward into that right foot, into that low lunge. And we're going to move just a little bit with our breath here. So inhale, begin to stretch that right leg out, shifting the hips back. Exhale, sending the weight back forward into the foot run, low lunge. Inhale, send it back, stretching out the right leg, runner stretch. Exhale, forward, low lunge. One more time. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, send it forward, low lunge. From here, settle the hands on either side of your right foot. Tuck your left toes and lift your left knee back up off the mat. Using the strength of your core, step the left foot all the way forward to meet the right. Forward fold. From here, bend the knees, grab opposite elbows, and just sway gently side to side, opening up the back of the body. Head is heavy. If you want, you can even shake the head out yes and no again. Inhale, begin to find your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands come to plant, this time stepping your right toes to the back of your mat and allowing the right knee to just come down to the floor. If you need to find that support on this side, maybe a blanket, maybe fold the mat under. Allow the hips to sink forward in front of the knee. Grounding down through your left toes. Breathe into the front of your right hip, that hip flexor area. On your next breath in, begin to send your hips back, straightening out the left leg, this time flexing your left toes. Adjusting here as needed if you have tight hamstrings, possibly walking the hands back or allowing them to come to the shins or a block. Breathing here, trying to keep the spine long, drawing the belly in. Try to avoid rounding too much here in the shoulders. A lot of people want to try and get their nose down to their knee, but that's actually really tough on your back. So try to keep a nice straight spine. Think about pulling your left hip backwards so you feel that stretch on the back of your left leg. And now beginning to move with your breath. So take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, send the weight forward into that left foot low lunge. Inhale, shift the weight back, straighten the left leg. Exhale, send it forward, low lunge. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, forward. One last time, inhale back. Exhale, forward, settle into that left foot. Tuck your right toes, lift the right knee off the floor. Strengthen your core as you step the right foot forward to meet your left, forward fold. Again, bending at the knees. Grabbing opposite elbows, swaying gently side to side. Coming back to center as you inhale, roll slowly all the way back up to standing, arms reach up overhead. On your exhale, release your arms behind your back. If you'd like, you can grab onto opposite elbows. If you feel like you have a little more space in the chest and the shoulders, you can rather interlace the fingers and then begin to straighten out the arms, drawing the palms together. Either way, whichever version feels better for you, think about drawing the shoulder blades back and together, opening all the way across the chest. Feel your collarbones broaden, feel that stretch into the heart. Keep your core really tight here, drawing the low ribs in. Legs are engaged, soles of the feet grounding down through the floor. Taking a deep breath in, and on your exhale with your bind, begin to hinge forward through the hips. If you need to bend the knees, feel free. Just allowing the arms to come up and over. Don't pull them, just let them naturally fall wherever they are. Inhale, release your bind. Fingertips come down to the mat or shins. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to a high plank, and then send the hips up and back for your downward facing dog. You can walk it out again a little bit here if that feels nice for you. Otherwise, just focusing on your breath, maybe closing your eyes. Take an inhale here, full breath. On your exhale, gently allow the knees to drop back down to the mat. Finding that tabletop position. Making sure things are squared off here, so knees again stack underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders, spreading your fingertips wide. Now that we've done a little bit of opening in the chest, we're going to take it a little bit deeper here, moving into puppy pose, extended puppy pose, or heart opener pose. Keeping your hips up in the air, stacked over your knees, just gaze slightly in front of you, so towards the front of your mat, in front of your fingertips, and begin to walk your hands all the way out in front of you, and just allow your chest to move down towards the floor. Shoulders roll kind of back and away from the ears, maybe coming to the forehead. Forehead can rest gently on the mat. If your shoulders and your chest feel a little bit more open and it feels good for you, you can walk the hands even further forward and allow the chest to come into contact with the mat. If at any point it feels like too much though, you can just come up a little bit. You can even put a blanket underneath your chest to give you a little cushion if the shoulders are feeling really tight. And just really taking a moment to settle here. Breathe into this pose. Remembering that with each exhale, you're releasing stress, releasing anxiety from the body, from the breath, from the mind. On your next inhale, very gently, begin to walk the hands back towards that tabletop position, that nice neutral spine. We're going to take a little bit of a counter stretch here. So once you reach that tabletop, walk your knees all the way together underneath you so your thighs come together. And then set your hips back onto your heels. And then walk your hands back to either side of your body for seed pose. Allow the forehead to relax down to the mat and just allow the shoulders to round down towards the floor. So we're rounding the back of the spine and now sending all that breath, all that energy into the back body to kind of just counter stretch. One more full breath in and out here. On your next inhale, slowly bring your hands back out in front of you. Rise up to that tabletop once more. Bring the knees about hips width once again. And then working with some thread the needle here. On an inhale, begin to reach your arm all the way up towards the sky, feeling a little bit of opening in that right side of your chest. On your exhale, thread your right arm underneath your left armpit. And just allow your weight to settle down onto your right shoulder and your right cheek. Making sure that your right shoulder is pulled away from your ear. Try not to crunch it up towards the ear. Really release it down your back. If you'd like, you can walk your left hand forward towards the front of your mat. That's going to stretch even deeper in between your shoulder blades. Or if it feels a little better for you today, you could take your left arm up and wrap it around your low back. It's going to get a little more into your chest if your chest is feeling tight. Whichever version works best for you today, just taking a moment here, settle into that breath. Nice focus, deep inhale and exhale through the nose. Bringing that left hand back down to the floor. Press yourself back up as you inhale, reaching the right arm back to the sky. Exhale, coming back to neutral tabletop. Switching sides. Inhale, left arm reaches up to the sky. Exhale, thread the left arm underneath your right armpit. Same thing, relax down to the left shoulder, the left cheek. Pulling your left shoulder out of your ear. Option to either walk your right hand forward towards the front of your mat, or again, if it feels best for you, right arm can come up and wrap behind your lower back instead. Breathe. Settle. Allow your body to be free of any sort of tension. Next inhale brings your hand back to where it started, pressing yourself back up to open the left arm to the sky. Exhale, settle back to tabletop. Slowly from here, cross your ankles and walk yourself back onto your seat or any way that's comfortable for you to come to a seated position closer to the back of your mat and extend your legs out in front of you. Draw the inner thighs together, flex the toes, sit up tall, grounding down through your sit bones. Inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Relaxing the shoulders, engage your core, drawing the low ribs in towards each other. Breathe. Should feel like a lot of engagement in your core here. Continue to lengthen the spine as you inhale, crown of your head reaches. On your exhale, gently begin to fold forward, leading with your heart. Don't pull yourself any further than your body wants to go. Once you reach the point where you kind of can't keep your back straight anymore, relax your arms down by the sides of your legs and release your head down towards your knees. Again, don't worry if it doesn't reach your knees. That's just the direction you're releasing in. If the hamstrings or low back have any tightness here, you can even bend the knees a bit. On an inhale, if the knees aren't already bent, bend them a bit and take your left hand to reach for the outer edge of your right foot. Once you have a good grip, you're going to slowly begin to rise up as you inhale, taking your right foot with you. Open the right arm all the way behind you to twist. Now you can keep this bend in your knee, or you can work on trying to straighten it and see how that feels. Stretching the outside of your right hip here, the IT band. Continue to lengthen through the crown of your head, drawing the shoulders back, opening your heart. One more inhale. On your exhale, slowly rotate back to center, lowering your right foot all the way back down. Switching sides, taking your right hand, reach for the outer edge of your left foot. Big breath in as you rise up, twisting the left arm behind you. Maybe just keeping that bend in your left knee or seeing how it feels to begin to work it straight. Knowing that one way is not better than the other, it's just where your body feels good today. Making sure you're not rounding in the shoulders, shoulder blades draw together as you open the heart and gaze back over your left shoulder. Lengthen through the crown of your head as you inhale. Exhale, gently come back through center, release. Inhaling to slowly roll back up to seated. Hold for your exhale. From here, take the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to fall out wide into a butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. Inhale, find length in your spine, shoulders draw back and together. As you exhale, leading with your heart, fold forward, hinging through the hips once more. Same thing as when we had our legs extended. Don't try to pull yourself deeper. It's not about how far down you can get, but when you feel that stretch in a good position, just stay there and breathe. It's better to hang out in a little less deep of a stretch and just kind of breathe, because you might notice that as you exhale, you might be able to release a little bit deeper each time, but without forcing. Inhale, slowly roll back up to seated. And then finding a nice shoelace pose. So still seated here, stack your right knee on top of your left knee. So heels can pull in a little bit closer to you to make the stretch a little less intense. If you want a little bit more, heels can walk away from you. Either way, just finding this version that works for you. You want your sit bones really grounded down into the mat. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. And then on an exhale, we're going to find that little self-hug again. So this time, wrapping your left arm on top of your right, grabbing opposite shoulders, and finding that neck stretch once more. Releasing left ear down to left shoulder. Then rolling it through center, taking right ear over to right shoulder. Keep drawing the shoulders down out of your ears. Rolling slowly, chin back to chest. And then allow your head to come back up through center. Release your hands now to either side. Sit back and kick your legs out to kind of switch so your left knee stacks on top of your right this time. Again, finding what works for you. Don't worry if the knees don't totally stack up. It's okay if they're a little uneven. Just make sure you're grounded down through the sit bones. Taking a big breath in this time, let your hands just come just behind your tailbone, planting the palms, and then roll the shoulders back, kind of press into the floor to lift your heart and maybe even drop your head back, open up the throat. Getting that opening in the hips and the chest. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Lion's breath. Make noise. You should make lots of noise. Don't be afraid. It's going to feel really good to let that out. Again, inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Awesome. Inhale to slowly release yourself back to center, holding for your exhale. Now, uncrossing the legs, sitting back. Just bring your knees all the way in towards your chest here and allow your head to gently just rest down onto the knees for a moment. Round out the shoulders, round out the back. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Lifting the head back up as you inhale, keeping your spine nice and rounded. We're just going to sort of rock and roll to release. Try to have fun with it even. Just rock and roll forward and back a couple times. It should feel really good on the spine. Have fun, maybe even smile a little bit. And after 3 to 5 up and down motions, slowly bring yourself all the way back up, holding the knees in towards your chest. Big breath in. On your exhale, release all the way down to your back. Taking constructive rest pose, knees fall in together, walking your feet a little bit wider than the hips, and just let your hands rest down onto your belly. Even close your eyes here for a moment. Beginning to send your breath just to your belly. Feel the rise and fall with the palms on top of your stomach. And gently hugging the left knee in towards your chest. Let the right knee grow really long, so the right leg grows long. Shoulders are relaxed down onto the mat, taking a big breath in. As you exhale, use your left hand to just kind of draw the left knee out, more towards your left armpit, getting a little opening on your inner thigh. Inhale here. And as you exhale, use your right hand to draw the left knee all the way across your body now for a spinal twist. Open the left arm out to the side and gaze back over your left shoulder. Try not to pull or create tension here. Just allow the knee and the shoulder, the neck to totally relax down. Inhale, drawing it back through center. And exhale, let the left knee grow long. Inhale, draws the right knee in this time. Holding for your exhale. And taking one more deep breath in here. Exhale, right hand draws the right knee out slightly. Feeling that opening on the inner thigh, the inside of the hip. Big breath in. As you exhale, left hand draws the right knee all the way across the body. Same thing, spinal twist. Allow your right arm to open to the side. Gaze out over towards your right fingertips. Inhale, slowly come back through center. Exhale, allow the right knee to grow long. Coming into a reclined butterfly now, bringing the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. So the same as when we were sitting, except we're laying down. Just let your knees be heavy, opening up to either side. And then just taking a moment here, you could close your eyes if you'd like. And just taking your hands and maybe gently massaging the tops of your thighs, the quadricep area, maybe up into the hip crease, kind of into that IT band. And really just using this time to show yourself a little bit of love. There's really no right or wrong answer here. Any movements that feel nice to you, go ahead and engage in those. You can even take your palms, gently allow them to rub across the belly. Really connect to that flesh that's there. Allow the hands to maybe move up in through the ribs, the chest. Massage out the pectoral muscles, maybe even a little bit under the armpits if that feels nice. Again, explore here and see what works for you. Moving up in through the shoulders, those trapezius muscles, all the way up into the neck. Just nice, gentle touch. rubbing of the palms, massaging lightly with the fingertips all the way up into the jawline now. Allow the fingers to draw down and along the jaw, possibly maybe start to move up into the earlobe area behind. Maybe allowing the fingertips to come up into the temples, the cheekbones, massaging the little sinuses in your face. Along the side of your nose, maybe up into your third eye, your forehead. And gently moving the fingers up into the hairline, just massaging out into the temples, into the actual scalp. Gentle movement. Knowing that you can always stay here a little bit longer if you're loving this. Give yourself permission to be here as long as you want. But when you're ready, taking one more deep breath in, and as you exhale, allowing both of your palms to just sort of draw all the way down on the sides of your face, pulling the skin down softly down through the neck, the chest, down through the ribs, the belly, all the way out through the hips, and relax all the way down. Arms just release down by your sides. Eyes closed if they're not already. And you're welcome to stay here in this reclined butterfly pose, or if it's more comfortable for you, extend the legs all the way out onto your mat for corpse pose. Soften all the little muscles of the face, the jaw, the space between the brow, and relinquish control. Allow yourself to feel supported by the earth. All the weight of your body releases and melts to become one with the soil. Staying here for at least 2 minutes. If you can, try to stay for 5. Relax down into your Shavasana. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for practice today. Really hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to send me any emails, any questions or comments, and feel free to tell your friends about subscribing for free classes. Thank you again so much. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope you feel really melty and awesome and released. Thank you so much again. Namaste.